I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And today I want to ask you Republicans, remember when you were scared that a black president with the middle name of a top 10 terrorist was going to impose Sharia law because you thought he was a Muslim? That cops were going to be in the streets shooting and killing white people. How'd that work out? You still scared, Republicans? Remember how you knew that this man, a constitutional law attorney, was going to violate the Constitution and take your rights away? So you had to whippen up, got your AR-15 and your bulletproof vest because you made America safer.
Just in case I need to round up criminal illegals and take them home myself.
How's that going? Remember when you were scared, Republicans? That Hillary or Killary, God, that's always so not funny. See, it rhymes with Hillary, Killary. You were scared if elected she would put troops on the street, impose martial law, and turn America into a socialist hellhole. You were scared of socialism while Social Security went into your bank account on direct deposit. These ain't Hillary's guys. And, you were so scared Hillary was going to make you eat babies in a pizza parlor basement, even if the pizza parlor didn't have a basement. You were scared that the Democrats were going to crash the economy and lose millions of jobs, yet the last Democrat added 12 million jobs and took unemployment from 12% to 4.8%. Oh, yeah. When Obama left, housing was 20% higher than before the crash of 2008. Then this dude got in. You weren't afraid of him, though, were you? Nah, even though he bankrupted 4 casinos, paid off porn stars, was divorced 3 times and wanted to date his daughter, and said he just randomly grabbed women by the pussy. You were afraid that the Dems have a pedophile ring, but one of the most notorious pedophiles in the history of America is the president's buddy. Well, not anymore. Liars and pedophiles and bars, oh my. Yet, you weren't afraid of him at all. You thought you had a successful businessman. Yet, he failed at selling Trump water, Trump steak, Trump vodka, Trump Airlines, XFL football, Trump magazine, Trump college. And his charity was so corrupt, they stole money from kids with cancer. He and his kids can't be on the board of any charity forever. You were afraid that this guy couldn't handle the job, tan suit, mustard on a hot dog, Benghazi. His wife went sleeveless, and you were so scared. You were so afraid, my Republican countrymen, of a woman who testified for 11 hours in front of Congress and was drugged through 4 different investigations, no charges. This dude, 43 indictments, 7 convictions, 2 pardons, 1 murder, and another one on the way. I wish her well. Remember when you were afraid that Ebola would come here? But Obama stopped it. Then started a pandemic team that actually had an office in Wuhan, China. Did you know that Obama had the CDC working on a vaccine 5 days after H1N1 hit? Yeah, it took this dude 72 days to do anything about COVID. The first case hit America January 20th. Trump's travel ban that he brags about was on January 31st. The virus is already here, and it had a European fucking passport. On top of that, he didn't ban anything. People from Hong Kong and Macau were exempt. Flight records show that more than 5,600 Chinese and foreign nationals from China flew to the U.S. in February, 2,100 in March. But here's the part he never talks about. He was told about the virus in November. He didn't care. Our intelligence, however, cared so much they told NATO and the Israelis in November. We locked down in March. We're told by Dr. Fauci, the leading virologist in the world, that if we opened up cases, they could go out of control. And here we are, cases fucking out of control. We have 145,000 officially dead and 28% increase in excess deaths this year. On top of that, no one's driving cars, yet we have a 28% increase in unexplained death. Sounds kind of COVID-y to me, don't it? That would put the COVID dead number at around 180,000. I know, hoax. 20 million out of work. Fake news. In March, had we stayed locked down, had people did what doctors and scientists told them, we could have been New Zealand or Taiwan. Open, busy, working, making money. Instead, we're Iraq. 33 countries have banned the U.S., America. Because sweet potato Hitler, they fucking banned us. Because we can't get our shit together. Because of this Alzheimer's-ridden elephant seal in a red baseball cap. I take that back. He passed the dementia test and got a lollipop. And he's proud.
Person, woman, man, camera, TV. So it's person, woman, man, camera, TV. Okay, that's very good. If you get it in order, you get extra points. Give us that again. Can you do that again? And you go person, woman, man, camera, TV. If you get it in order, you get extra points. They said nobody gets it in order. It's actually not that easy, but for me it was easy. And that's not an easy question. Person, woman, man, camera, TV. They say, that's amazing. How did you do that?
He should be embarrassed. Our first case of COVID was on January 22nd. Trump wore a mask for the first time on July 20th. We lost 6 months, and yesterday, 1,000 Americans died. That's 2 747s crashing into a fucking casino. In 3 years, one man has taken us from a place of hope and change to a place where secret police are on the street protesting moms or tear gas. Convicted criminals that Trump crimed with are being pardoned by the guy they crimed with. Scientists aren't listened to, and now they want to send your kids back to school in the worst pandemic in 100 years? Yeah, the kids may survive, but they're going to have to use the bodies of dead teachers as a workspace. In 3 years, America, we went from hope and change to being a shithole country. What you were afraid of, Republicans, every nightmare you put into the heads of your cult, happened while you were in charge. I'm Christopher Titus. And this is the Armageddon Update. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. Hi. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. With me, as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Hylinder.
There was officially 2.
What?
There's hey, you know, things are going good.
On the
There's
phone?
some-
Or
there's
did you
some-
meet?
What
Did
is
you
it?
meet
We haven't physically met, but every
we've
other
physically
multimedia.
met.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Really? Was
Yeah,
that-
it's going. It's
What
Wow,
was-
how weird is it? Like the first, like she's like you're a matchmaker. That's crazy.
Yeah.
How did you hook that up?
Look
I
at that.
don't quite understand what happened. Wait,
What was
the first person?
What was? There were several submissions. I narrowed them down.
yeah, right.
So you edited?
She vetted them and was like, "Here's the best candidate."
There were a couple dudes that were like, he's sexy as hell.
She did. She actually went on Facebook. She researched their friends. So this, yeah,
So what
You done good.
was the requirement to make it 2?
yeah.
You know, just mutual feelings that have
On the phone.
That have-
I'll tell you what.
you know, like when you're
Have been declared?
sure, yes.
Holy
feelings of
crap! Wow.
I didn't believe it either. It's
So
Has anyone said love? Is there love?
there.
and you guys are just talking on the phone.
Just
There's
all, yeah. I mean,
love.
FaceTime, email,
So
text.
check this out.
It's not always his face on FaceTime.
You know what I'm
either.
saying? Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he's not arguing with
I
us.
go to Dingle Camp.
These days.
A dingle cam?
We know what it is.
Okay.
I want to say this, is that Ray and I, when we first started talking, there was nothing physical, weren't even in each other's presence for a month, and we talked every night till like
6 or 7 weeks. I
till the sun came up.
Yeah.
And that's where we fell in love.
Right.
And then actually, I remember when we kind of first got together, that July, I was worried that she's going to see me and it's over.
Right. Yeah.
Because
There's a
back
little bit of
then
that
they
fear.
didn't have FaceTime.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
We didn't, did we?
No, we did not. We did not. No, I was.
No, we didn't. I would put my BlackBerry, that's how long ago it
Right.
was, on my chest
I had
on
a Palm
speaker,
Pilot.
and it would get so hot, and we would talk. I would watch the sun come up, and then you would tell me good night, and I would sleep for an hour and a half, and
Yeah.
then go to work.
Yeah. That's half of it. Is like it's the
I think it's
communication.
I think it's
and
more
the-
to have it. Physical bodies
Yeah.
are bodies. A goes into slot B. I mean, it just pretty
Right.
much works.
Yep.
I think that talking part. I'm glad it worked out perfectly. It worked out perfectly. We still talk all the time. Last night I got home. She's been staying home during COVID all the time. So I'm here working. We're building the sets and stuff. She's working too. She's working on the Everlast show and stuff we're doing on Saturday. Please go get tickets to that. CombustionLive.com. But I get home though. She's with the 2 dogs all day. I'm with
Yeah.
you guys at least. I
Yeah.
got to work with you, and
Right.
Fetus is here now. I get home, sit down on that chair, like literally 9 hours
Yeah.
of what was in her head just spews out on me.
Not
It's
that
very
we didn't
cute.
talk on the phone 18 times,
yeah. Right.
But it was
but
Right,
I
because you
saved
just-
some things for in person.
You guys still talk on the phone. Like I'll hear you. Like there's still like a, a tight relationship. on the phone still.
He said it to me one day. We got off the phone, and he's, God, I wish I had a relationship like that.
Now he does.
Yeah, now he does. Yay! I want to hug everybody now. That's very nice. Congrats, man.
And her name
Thanks.
is Hope.
I know.
Which is...
Isn't that just...
all he needed was
This is
a little
Hallmark.
hope.
It's the weirdest Hallmark movie ever.
You have to now write a song about how all you needed was
Yeah.
hope.
Was hope.
Except
Yeah.
you have to scream it angrily and rap it like you do.
Dude, you guys got to check
all
out.
I needed was hope.
Check out the Hylinder music, man. The
Willing Bureau.
Willing Bureau. Got it. I was gonna say the traveling Wilburys. Please go listen. And I'm sorry, man. I've never been okay with the name. Your music is brilliant.
Oh, thank
never
you,
been
sir.
okay with the name
Is
yet.
that the name of the band?
That's the name of the band. Yeah. I actually
Did
considered...
you hear the tone she asked about that?
I thought you
right.
just
It's like-
meant that
It's like
was
when
the
a
name
kid
of the channel.
when a kid comes and tells you. It was like when a kid comes and tells you, "I'm gonna be a painter." From college,
Right,
You go,
right. You're like,
You're
gonna
be a painter.
Painter? You sure about that? Maybe you need a backup plan, like a backup name.
This is like your son Jet when he was a little younger and he wasn't doing so great on his report card. His mom, you know, like in a divorce, people
Yeah.
take opposite sides, even if it's just that you should get
Right.
good grades. And so we were on the you have to get good grade side. And so I remember I picked him up one day and I had this whole conversation with him about, you know, here's what you can be, you know, without a degree or without, you know, getting good grades in high school, dropping out of high school. And I listed things, you know, like working with his hands, like working outside, being
Architect.
a landscaper. Architect.
You brought up our landscaper. Why were you giving him a job? Why were you giving him
No,
a job of a
It's the opposite.
of a new
Landscape
immigrant?
architect.
Why were you?
No, if he dropped out of high school, these are
Gotcha.
jobs, and I tried to make them because it was hot. It was almost the end of the school year. It was like 110 degrees, and I made every job outside on a roof in the middle of the summer. And he
Spreading tar.
yes.
roofing contractor.
Or asphalt.
I did asphalt, and I thought he would, of course, go because he sees how his dad works in air conditioning and, you know, travels. And I thought he'd be like, I don't want to do any of that. And he actually picked his top two. One of them was roofing. He thought didn't sound too bad, which there's nothing wrong with roofing. I was just trying
I'm sorry.
to get him to go to
Everything's
school.
wrong with roofing. You're up on a roof in
It's
the hot
really
sun.
hard,
You're
yeah.
carrying stuff up ladders.
Yeah.
You're addicted to meth. There's a
No,
lot that goes wrong with roofing. Yeah, that's
to all the roofers.
You're huffing
no.
tar.
not all the roofers. A lot of the roofers, okay, but a lot of your roofers, you know.
I was just trying to
You
get
get
him
shingles?
to
yeah,
like, do his
you got
homework.
shingles while you're laying shingles.
You're getting letters from roofers this time.
No, I'm not. They don't spell well. That's why they're roofers.
You can't say that stuff. This is not a thing. In 2020, you can no longer.
It is a thing.
Roofers are a protected group, and you have to stop.
Oh my God! Someone's overwoke. Roofers are not a protected group.
That's
at
the
all.
one word they could read in the application.
No.
Oh, roof.
Oh
I'm going down that road.
Or is it roof?
How do you get
Or is it
that
roof?
job? I mean, because you don't have to. There's not a great roofing letter writers. There's can I see the collected letters of Phil the roofer, please? We'd like to see his insight. I'm just be honest. It's a hard job. It's a hard job. To
be Captain Roofer.
Nobody. It's the worst. What is he? Nail gun. Anybody with a nail gun. He's
Right,
good.
yeah, yeah.
That's a superhero.
I
Kapang.
feel certain I could have used Captain Booby in that list, and he would have chosen Captain
Yeah.
Booby.
Yeah.
For sure.
I want to be booby.
Boo.
Captain Booby.
By the way, that doesn't sound like a bad job for a kid. If you're 13 and someone's talking about jobs and you go, wait, I get to go scare bees out of people's chimneys? That's kind of fun. That sounds kind of fun.
hilarious.
You got to admit, as a dude, that sounds kind
That's a little, yeah.
He chose roofing in the middle of the summer in Los Angeles.
Roofers don't choose roofing. This is like, no, you end up roofing. You don't. No one goes. You know what? I'm going to be a roofer. No one does that. You end up roofing. One day
Yeah.
you go, why the fuck did I end up here roofing?
Okay. Speaking of which, you're going to be getting some roofing letters.
I hope so.
Here's a letter that you got 3 hours ago from Glenn pursely.
One of those really positive. I keep doing it. Keep laying it down.
Like they all are.
Yeah.
Ready?
Hold
Ready
on.
for this?
Hold on. Just let me take a deep breath because
Let's
I'm
go.
gonna
Here we
get
go.
anxiety. Okay.
Stick to comedy. And
Not the first time I've heard that.
No. And stay off politics. You make yourself look as smart as you did yelling about guns. Now you're YOUR, because they always do that, yelling about masks.
In 2020, you should just be putting a home if you can't do your or your at this point.
All you have to think is it UR or is it just your?
Does it belong
and
to
then
you?
If it's UR, then you put the apostrophe and the E. The science proves it. Does it? What are the guidelines for masks? Material it should be made of, several spaces, then a comma. Size and thickness. You are nothing but a sheep, several spaces, then
Size
the comma.
and thickness. What's he talking about exactly?
So
The letter just changed on me.
I think he
Ready?
loves you.
Yeah, I think this is a veiled. He's coming on to me,
He's
right?
he's got the.
It's
His
romantic.
comma utilization is really like making me sweat. So follow the rest to your death over the cliff edge by wearing a mask during a national, global pandemic, not national.
That the president, after 6 months, finally kind of said, "Yeah, a lot of people are dying. We're fucking it up."
I don't know what all these dipshits are going to do now that Ding Dong said wear a mask yesterday. The bad cops will go here. Now we're on another thing.
Oh, this is another person,
Okay.
a different person.
No.
He's gonna.
Okay.
By the way, just so you guys know, he's gonna love today's Armageddon update.
He's covered masks and guns. Now let's get to cops. The bad cops will go away when bad citizens go away.
Huh?
Oh.
What?
Okay? This
Wait.
shit going down is not good, but everyone gets a participation trophy.
Wow, he's all over the place.
What? Okay. Here's my favorite.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That sentence doesn't even make it.
Hold on, Glenn. He's about to bring it home. This is my
Is this from
favorite.
Kanye?
Hard
Kanye,
men.
If this is signed Kanye West, I'm going to be very happy about
I
it.
have to stop saying hard men over and over, and you have to let me finish the
Yeah.
sentence. Hard men make soft times, make soft men make hard times. Soft men get ready for the hard times. This isn't anything yet. When you have to watch your back constantly, period. Fuel and electricity is hard to come by, not to mention food. Money, bunch of spaces, then the comma. Fame.
What the?
Or a beautiful home in a city won't help you.
Is this a Trump tweet?
Are you ready?
Yeah, it is. No, it actually makes more sense than a Trump tweet.
Hold on, this is his closer.
Oh, no.
Are you ready? I am.
Wow.
Did he write dun dun dun?
No, because that would have been clever.
So here's the thing.
And can I just say that his Gmail, is, you can put your picture in Gmail if you have a lot of free time.
Right.
His is a middle finger. So,
So
you're
can
not the only one that he sends these emails to.
Now, my
Mostly-
mom was mentally ill, and she was really brilliant. Like her letters, her writing was beautiful, and except when she was manic, when she got this, and it would just do that. It would just go subject to subject, sentence to sentence, mid sentences. It would change. Listen, man. I am a comic, and anybody who's out there who thinks, because I get this. This is the people that don't like what I say. Can't refute what I say, because I will fact the
Back
shit
it up.
out of them. And as I say, if you have a different opinion, that's fine, but fact me or fuck off. That being said, Will Rogers, Mark Twain, Mort Saul, Lenny Bruce, Bill Hicks, there is a history of comedians having the balls and insight to find a way into a subject, specifically politics, that's not just you're bad and you're good. We find a way to mock it, which people hate about comedians when they're good at political comedy is that Jon Stewart. People hated Jon Stewart because Jon Stewart found a way to unlock it to a way that instead of you couldn't hold on to, you could no longer hold on to your bullshit because he made it funny.
Yeah.
And so, and when you're in a room with 600 people doing comedy and I say something against what you believe and 600 people laugh about it, that means you're wrong.
Yeah.
That means the
Yeah.
collective conscience goes, hey, that makes sense, and you don't.
Yeah.
That's why it makes me mad. Stick to comedy, because you can't handle the truth, motherfucker. You especially can't handle the truth in joke form.
Do you know what though? I know I say this all the time and I still can't get a great answer to it, but it's always the you and your and their confused people that are
There's three theirs.
telling us that we can't talk about politics, which is our government, just like it's theirs. And what would allow Glenn the roofer,
Who can't finish a sentence.
to be more qualified to talk about politics than I am, per se,
Well,
or you, or anyone, right?
But that's the thing, is that though it's that quote that your ignorance does not equal to my knowledge. And that people think that now. Glenn doesn't know shit. He didn't give us any soft men make hard men and hard men make soft men. What?
And soft men make hard times, and then
Soft
hard times
make soft men.
make soft.
I just think he got in a loop at one point.
yeah,
he just got locked
He
into
needed
this.
like a
He's like,
reboot.
roofer reboot. So we've now made the dude a roofer.
But this is where
got
I
knee
get you
pads.
get a lot of these letters, and I usually delete a lot of them. But this one I thought was super special, and these people do it. They don't like to do it publicly. They
No.
like to threaten your life. We had another one last week where a guy was threatening you, and it's just all sort of misspelled and sad.
I always go to him. I go. Well, here's my schedule's on my website. See you at the gig.
Yeah.
Go. Come on, motherfucker. It's weird that it's
I
so.
hate that when you do that, though,
Why?
because I'm at that gig usually.
That's
too.
valid. Innocent bystander Rachel Bradley.
Had to.
2 comedians were killed today, although the target was Christopher Titus. By the way, everybody's expecting that headline.
No, don't say that out loud.
I mean, come on.
It's not gonna-
It's a comedian's job. Everybody knows that.
Right.
To comment on the world.
Right.
Also,
on
Right.
everything.
on anything hypocritical. Our job is I did a Zoom show the other day, and I've done comedy 36 years, and Greg Proops was on it. These great comics were on it, and Guy O'Beelam, and I opened it up going, well, I've done comedy 36 years, and now I'm doing a Zoom bringer show, and everyone bursts out laughing because there is a inherent jokes bring out an inherent truth, and you
Yeah.
can tell when they're
Right.
not right because people don't laugh. They go, they just go, what?
Right.
But when you nail it, Jon Stewart, I keep bringing up, who's best of the best. When you nail it, you give people an insight,
Yeah.
and you really piss off.
You're really challenging them because
Yes.
because once they receive it in a humorous way, it's sort of like you said, unlocking their.
They're being mocked.
They have to check themselves. Like,
Yeah,
oh shit, and
you
then
have to
they
look
start
at-
being defensive.
Yeah.
Because they're
Yeah.
like, oh.
Well, the thing is that
he's
no
got
one
me.
ever goes. Here's what I found. No one ever goes. People are worried about Trump getting reelected. Just to let you know, people, if you follow me on Twitter at Titus Nation, or if you follow Ray Bradley at Ray Bradley. Hylinder, do you have a Twitter?
The Willing Bureau.
Okay.
Go to at travelingwillberries.com. So basically the Willing Bureau, but what used to happen was I would say something about whatever new nightmare that Trump brought up. There's a morning nightmare, there's a noon nightmare, and then there's an evening nightmare every day with this guy. I would get attacked. I would have like 200 people just, fuck you, brother, shut up, comedian. In the last 2 months, I am being as harsh as I've ever been on this moron, and no one's responding. Once in a while, I'll get man, you seem a little amped up. But
Right.
everyone's toned it down to the point
Right.
where he's not getting elected. The only way this guy wins now, is if Joe Biden goes on the mic, climbs on top of the podium, takes his pants down, and takes a dump on it. That's the only way.
It's akin to things that Trump has done and completely gotten away
Totally.
with.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, what's a new one? What's a new one? I didn't talk about it in the Armageddon Update.
He, again.
There's 2 of them, actually,
Oh, good.
this last week.
Solicited British Parliament member.
Yep.
Or diplomats to get him the U.S. Open, meaning
English. No, not the U.S. Open.
Sorry, the British Open. To get
So
him.
this is how dumb he is. He went to England to get them to get the U.S. Open. That's how dumb. By the way, totally believe it. Sorry, I'm just making fun.
For his Scottish
That would make sense.
Turnsbury resort.
Right.
He's pressuring political people in the UK to pressure the British Open people. So this is unlike Ukraine, Rachel Maddow was saying last night, because Ukraine, he was pressuring for political gain.
Yeah.
He is pressuring for personal financial gain.
Because Turnberry lost $1 million last year, his resort in Scotland. So basically, he actually sent a dude to go talk to a dude in British Parliament as the president. This wasn't prior president, to get him this golf tournament that's international, so he can pump money into his hotel.
Right.
That's one of the two things he did this week that are brutal. To you donors that have donated to Trump, because I'm sure you tune into this podcast
awful.
all the time, he has now spent, I guess he raised $20 million. 2.2 million of that went directly into his hotels. He just basically, they wrote off like 1,100 rooms, and they wrote off all this food.
You can go read the receipts.
Yep.
Of all the transfers. It was
And it's
for
all-
fundraising efforts.
Yeah.
All of which are being held on his properties. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I'm sure he wouldn't again overcharge anyone in our government to pay himself personally more money. I love the people that say, oh, he doesn't take a paycheck. He donates his $400,000 paycheck. And yet he's padding his businesses with hundreds of millions
And he
of
spent
dollars.
Total cash grab,
$138 million in golf trips. Right now, it costs $3.2 million every time he takes a golf trip. And just so you guys know, here's the weird. Okay, so Obama was playing public courses. Now, people remember he used to say about Obama would go play military courses or public courses, and that's what they did. They shut it down. Obama played, so it cost them. Let's say it cost something. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It didn't cost $3.2 million. Trump is only playing his own courses, so that means that all the Secret Service he has to house, all the staff he has to house, all the guy with the nuclear football who's got the room, who's got his hotel room at Trump's,
Brings all that revenue in.
all that money is going to Trump. So our president is planning his vacations to pay himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you guys get that?
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's actually going.
And they showed, if you look at because you can go look at all the receipts, the charges, that he says that he's undercharging Secret Service because it takes so many Secret Service members and staff members to go to any one of his properties, that he was actually charging Secret Service members $600 and up a night per room.
How are these Trump supporters
18 grand for
okay
golf
with all
tournament.
this?
They
How
don't research it, and that's the thing that makes me crazy. Is a lot of those people, they work hard for their money, including the roofer.
So hard for it, honey.
But they were the ones that are like anti-corruption and
And yes, but aside
back
from
out.
that,
You may have the floor.
They work hard for the money. So now, we know he's using donor money, going right into his hotels. He's using all his money for golfing. I kept thinking this out. Remember how bad he ripped on Obama about golf? He's
All the time.
He's done 100 in 3 years. He's done 100 more days than Obama did in 8 years. So to that effect, it's close to that.
got to get it in the first term.
Well, I didn't realize that he's only doing it because he's making money off of it. He's not doing it for vacation. He's making money. You got to remember he never got out of his businesses. He didn't divest, so he gets reports on how they're doing. So if they're sucking, he goes, "Oh, we're bringing down 30 people and Air Force One, and we're going to make $2 million this weekend."
and like when Pence had meetings in Dublin, but stayed in Scotland at the Trump resort,
180 miles away,
flew or convoyed back and forth every day.
He had to stay at the
because
Trump
there's
resort.
no hotels in Dublin.
Right.
No,
It's cheaper that way.
And the Irish are so not hospitable. What? They're like the nicest people. How you doing? Come on in. We're gonna get you a beer. How many pints do you want? By the way, to all you people in Ireland, apologies.
Unless you're
Irish
a roofer.
roofers.
Unless you're an Irish roofer.
Oh,
I'm addicted to crystal meth,
someone
but the roof is working.
has requested
Oh no!
Dennis
No.
Trump.
Oh, here we go. And action.
I can't. No, stop. And action. No. I don't even. I have to
Get
build
into it.
I have to build it here a little bit. First of all, I'd like to say to Ghislaine Maxwell, I wish her well. I don't wear a mask because the virus is my 0.003 millimeters in size and will go through the mask mesh. Wow, you guys got to stop.
Holy fuck! And now you just swooped into it.
No, I had to build. I had to.
God damn it! Oh my God, I'm crying a little bit.
Thank you, whomever that was
You
that
guys
requested
are very
that.
weird. Dennis Trump. Wow.
Yeah, we're the weird ones. Sure.
Well, for me, it's almost like, you know what it's like it's the X Games of impressions. You guys just throwing out, and I got it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like pulling a 900. You guys just throw, dude, try this. That's what you guys.
But notice that every one of our requests is Dennis and.
It's a nice ad, isn't it?
It is.
Speaking of that, our president, who, by the way, for the first time in 6 months after this virus hit, well, more than that because he knew about it in November, which we saw in the Armageddon Update, he put a mask on, and he said he didn't really say everybody needs to wear a mask. He said, if you want to wear a mask when there's a place not to social distance, the social distance that you don't have to social distance if you can't wear a mask. And it's taken 6 months. Well, no, it's actually taken 8 months since he knew about the virus.
I wonder what flipped that made him do it.
Oh, I know.
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Brad Parscale was fired, and
After
they
tussle.
brought in Stepien. Well, Brad Parscale was fired because of Project Lincoln. I think they got in his head that Parscale was stealing from him because he now has an ongoing investigation into the campaign fund use under Brad Parscale. Lincoln Project did a whole ad about how Brad Parscale was stealing from him. So they're just getting in his head. So now he's got this guy Stepien. Well, he also hired a whole new department, like communications department.
Also, the rumor is that Brad Parscale was sleeping with Hope Hicks, and Trump has a crush on Hope Hicks.
Yes. So, and
She
that
also
was
was
from
sleeping with
inside
another
the White
campaign
House.
guy too.
She slept with 3 different ones: Corey Lewandowski, Parscale, and one other. But anyway,
Could we say she puts the hoe in Hope?
yes. No offense to
No
your
offense.
No
Yours is
offense.
cool.
Yes.
But so now he's got a whole new team. So on legitimately day 1 or 2 of that team taking over, I had heard over the weekend to be watching for rebranding, be watching for the whole message to be changed.
Yep.
And it was on that day that he tweeted a photo, or someone tweeted a photo of himself in black and white, low to high, so he looks very imposing, wearing a mask, and says it's patriotic to wear a mask, and no one's more patriotic than your favorite president.
God, what a cartoon character.
President.
Now, the day after that, they've reopened coronavirus briefings, which were closed because his ratings were plummeting because he's a frickin' moron. So yesterday I was kind of waiting for it all to fall apart. Well, he gets up there. They have clearly sedated him to the point that he didn't react to things. He was very calm.
He's on Paxil. He's just like, no more Adderall. Cut the Adderall back on this asshole.
And he had a mask even in his pocket, and he wears them, when there's people. And so watch this rebranding take place over the next couple of months. Now, what bothers me is that
Besides everything,
is that his mind wasn't changed because of 150,000 dead Americans.
Sure, of course.
And if you assholes want to argue over the number of people that have died from this, okay, let's say it was overreported. So the 120,000 Americans that have died didn't affect him, right? What affected him was he realized he was losing his campaign
ratings.
election. So
he's 12 points. There's a great ad today, guys. Look at it. Someone put it out. Basically, they took the Seinfeld laugh track and put it behind the Chris Wallace interview, and he's George. He's George at his peak. He goes. So Chris Wallace goes. The polls are showing that you are 11 points behind all the national polls. And he goes, we have other polls that show different, and they just put a laugh track. There's a laugh track
Our
behind
polls
it. Our polls
different.
show. Well, can I see those polls? Well, we have them. We'll get them later. And they keep putting laugh track. And it's so funny how it's sitcom writing. Everything Chris Wallace calls him on, he just denies it. Totally denies it. And you guys got to look it up. It's really funny.
he calls him on the cognitive test was the most embarrassing one, because they showed pictures of the test he's been bragging about taking, and it has a little elephant drawn on it.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to copy a cube in the
make a
next
cube.
empty square. And
You have to count from backwards from 100 by 7.
Yep. And so
Very hard. You couldn't answer the last
that's
5.
what he kept telling him. And Chris Wallace goes, "No, Mr. President, I took
I
the
passed
test."
the test. I passed the test totally. The test was amazing. There was an elephant. I picked it. Also, I did a cube, which did you know is a box? Not many people know that a cube is also a box.
Many people say, I call it a box.
Yeah, I call it. Who gives?
Right.
Yeah.
But
By the
he
way, the
kept-
sun, I call it the sun.
he
Yeah,
kept
fucking everybody
telling
calls it the
him-
sun, you
He
dipshit.
kept telling him that he took it, and he keeps arguing that no, you couldn't answer.
keeps
the
doing
test.
that.
You
Deflecting.
couldn't."
Chris
Yeah.
Wallace, by the way, who's been around he's a
Yeah.
really
God
smart
help
dude.
him.
I'm not a big fan of Chris Wallace because but he's a smart man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he's like, you couldn't pass the last 5. Yeah, and Wallace had just said, I took the whole test. I took the test.
I-
Here's what bothers me. I never want a president that is proud of taking a test that's the same as the back of a highlights magazine when you were in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
You know, he's proud of it. He should be ashamed.
I
that he
found the
made him test it.
comb and the toothbrush. Look.
Here's what I found. I'm not goofish. I am gallant. I call him gallant.
No, everybody does. That's why.
And he's. I wish everybody would do. I wish everybody, if we can get 1 million people to just tweet one word, clown, just at Donald Trump, clown.
He doesn't
period.
care.
I think there's a way. I think the Lincoln Project has gone into it. The Lincoln Project is an amazing group of true Americans. I have to say they're true Americans. They are doing psyops on a dude
They're
that needs it. They're hardcore Republicans, but Americans first.
Who care about our constitutional protections
Yes.
and freedoms.
Yes.
And
They get it.
they get it that this is not okay, and they're not willing to turn a blind eye to get some judges appointed, like everyone else seems to be.
Right. They want it done right. Let's follow the rules that we
And can we just say, RBG, please hold on.
Everybody,
right.
by the
Yeah.
way, big ups to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Please drink more water. That's all I
How
know.
many days? I told my stepfather yesterday, who's a retired colonel, and he's just disgusted by all of this, and disgusted that these people that Trump is deploying into Portland, and now Operation Legend, he's now named it, is deploying into Chicago. And
Are they doing that?
Yeah, Operation Legend as of today, named after a kid that was killed named Legend. So yes, he's announced it. He doesn't give a crap. These unidentified, nobody knows what branch they are, but they're wearing. So my stepfather is furious that they're wearing what he wore
Army
to go
Ranger.
into
Right.
battle. He's
Right.
an retired Army
Army
colonel,
Ranger, yep.
intelligence.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said that Milley doesn't know who they are, so he doesn't believe that they're military. He thinks that they're through DHS, which they did say on the news today is the department that he's using. Now, which Border Patrol, I don't know. ICE, who's
They're not
he
good.
deploying?
They're not good. I was watching them. They beat the crap out of that Navy guy who was on Chris Cuomo last night. I was watching it, and that Navy guy who's a monster. He's like a 55, 58-year-old Navy guy.
Yeah.
Did you see him when they beat his ass?
No.
He walks, he's wearing a hoodie that says Navy on it. He walks up and they push him back, and he stumbles back twice. And then this dude in full battle gear, he's literally weaponed up, and he takes a baton and he starts just whacking the guy full speed, and the guy just doesn't move.
Ooh.
And the interview with Chris Cuomo last night, he said, well, I've been beaten before, when I was in the military, it's because they train you. He goes, I just relaxed everything. So and they broke his hand. He stood there. This guy is such a fucking good American.
Dang.
What a good. So they're beating him. Then they put a pepper spray this close to his face and spray him, and he finally just looks away and he walks away. Then he just goes, and he puts both fingers up in the air, turns around, and goes like this. And I was like, "Can that be my dad?" I love that. I love this
Your
guy.
dad also William Wallace
Yeah.
for Pootie.
He did
as
William
you
Wallace
say.
for freedom. But
Free the Pootie. That was
So-
his battle cry.
yeah,
Oh, is that a thing?
can't give stuff away.
I didn't. I just said the one word.
I know.
I didn't say if I made up the phrase, right?
Here's what people don't get about what you said about these guys walking the streets. It never ends well.
Yeah.
If you go to the 60s, if you go to the Union riots, if you go back through our history, you just go back to the beginning of the country. Anytime anytime we are oppressed by basically an invading force.
Yep.
These guys aren't fucking. They're not local. Portland's going, get the fuck out. The governor's asking or leave.
Sue, there's a lawsuit. They're supposed to be
Illinois
hearing tomorrow.
In Illinois, in Chicago, the mayor said, "Try it."
Oh, he is. He announced it today. It's
Just
happening.
so you know, guys, Republicans, this doesn't go well for you. And as I said in the Armageddon update, do you remember when you were afraid that Obama was going to put a military force and shut us down, and we were going to have, what were they going to call them? Mercenaries. We'll shut down our neighborhoods and take our guns. Nah, it's your guy. It's your guy, fuckers. So what do we do? I mean,
all of it. That's the thing I
it's
keep
gonna
saying.
go bad.
Jedi mind trick. We have completely reversed roles. All of the Republicans were the very America, and I don't want Russia involved in nothing, and Saudi Arabia, ragheads, all that racist crap. Those are the same that wanted the travel ban, are the same people that are fine with looking the other way at the killing of Khashoggi, where we hear him being sawed up while still alive.
Right.
They are also fine, and actually many of them wrote you letters to say that when we then immediately after that killing sent money to Saudi Arabia for weapons, to buy weapons with.
we actually sent them $118 billion in weapons.
Oh, sorry, sent them weapons.
Yeah, we sent them
weapons. Those are the same people that got out and they were like, you know what? He's a smart man. With Kim Jong-un. Is this Un? This is
We should be
Un or
friends with
Il?
him. I had
Kim Jong-un.
family members of that.
We should all get along, and that's what he's doing. He's getting along with Putin and everybody. Nobody could do that before. And I'm like, wait, but you're the guys that were so xenophobic before, and I don't get it.
Makes no sense.
You hold up Reagan, who took down the Soviet. Reagan would have stomped on Putin's head, and they actually stand up for him. They're like, no, man, we got to get along. Well, Putin, by the way, is fucked with our election. He's
bounties on our soldiers' heads just gone away. Just went away.
28 days. By the way, just Trump hasn't said anything about that.
No.
Soldiers. We have military in our family.
He did tweet
a lot.
fake news.
Right, fake news. Except the intelligence says, nah, we actually have payments from the GRU to Taliban bank accounts.
Some of the families have filed lawsuits trying to find out how it tracks back.
They just keep overlooking it. I don't quite get it. I'll never get it. We bring it up almost every week. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Obama was the Antichrist.
Obama was the Antichrist. Do you remember when they were carrying around pictures of Obama with a Hitler mustache?
Yeah.
But yeah.
But he's the Antichrist. And the Antichrist is the guy who, if they read their book, actually comes as a wolf in sheep's clothing and claims allegiance to their God. And you've got this guy who we've never seen go to church
box
ever.
For the Antichrist.
We've never seen him go to church ever.
The Antichrist checklist. Yeah.
We've got him, doing the whole blasphemy upside down Bible display. I mean, all these things. 2 Corinthians. I'm like, but evangelical leaders back him up. I am so freaking confused by this.
I tweeted that the other day. It's weird that this guy went out of his way to basically pepper spray, rubber bullet, and tear gas peaceful protesters, so he could prove that he was tough enough to walk across the street and stand in front of a church with an upside down Bible, which I think that's how Satan holds it, upside down, right? Okay, just to be clear, I'm not
the
looking
Baphomet. Image.
I don't have my pentagram book anymore. It wasn't mine.
It was your ex's.
But here's the thing. We have no picture of him in 3.5 years or 100 years of Trump inside a church. We have pictures of Clinton in a church. We'd go all the time. We have pictures of Obama in a church. We have 0 pictures of Trump in a church. 0.
No, he said 2 Corinthians. Let's stop pretending that he's a
It would go up in flames if he walked into it.
You guys go search the video where he's asked what his favorite Bible verse is. It's
great.
amazing. He cannot
Very private. By the way, I will say that the pedophile that I used to hang out with, I wish her well, but my favorite Bible verse, private.
He meanders about his resort in Scotland and his other properties, and many people are saying, and then they go, what's your favorite Bible verse? I mean, he tries that thing, right?
Yeah.
And then he just says it's private, which no Christian ever said. You know what? The Bible thing, I'm going to keep that to myself.
Right,
I don't want to
right,
share
right.
that with anybody.
Right.
Stop
Don't
asking
spread
me.
the word.
Yeah,
You know,
please.
I don't want people to think that I read.
We
they
don't.
call it the good word.
Yeah,
So
Right.
But
Pass it on.
so there's all these. There's this amazing list of things, and
You know what? Right now, this totally segues into this. Can we just got off the phone with Everlast off Zoom. She says phone like an old person. Can
the
we?
technology. I saw him. He saw me, and we were talking.
Yeah, but it took you guys a couple minutes.
Yeah,
it was,
yeah, right,
It was
shut
a
up. And then
nursing home Zoom call for a minute. Can you see me?
Okay,
I
I'll
can't
take it.
see you.
Looking
Can you
around.
hear me? How do I do
To
this?
his credit, the first thing you did was and I've done this every time I've been on Zoom. You hit Zoom, and then you don't see anybody. You go, I don't see you. Do you see me? That's literally the first two sentences everybody says on Zoom. Hold on. Okay, found it. That's it. That's the beginning of every Zoom
Okay,
call.
so let's roll that interview where you guys
Guys,
talk.
Everlast is playing Combustion Live this Saturday night, 6 o'clock Pacific time. Do me a favor. Go get tickets at combustionlive.com. But here's the interview with the brilliance of Everlast. This is me and you. Yeah, man. Good. Like, what happened? I need to get rid of
Let me see what the fuck is going on here. Yeah.
Yo, man. How you doing, man? You in the studio?
I'm just got to the studio, bro.
You have the best art of anybody, man. It's crazy. So I've been there a couple of times, and this dude. By the way, we're just gonna start going. And this dude has like some of the craziest art. And your Mickey Mouse obsession or fetish, whatever that is insane, man. What is that
It's
from?
Americana, man. It's like, you know, it's one of the most like appropriated images ever. Like, so many artists have used it to do so many things and make so many statements. It's just like Americana to me, like Mickey
Right.
Mouse and
It's actually
Star Wars.
It's actually the
Yeah.
purest Americana done by a company that basically it rapes the American public, kinda.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Did you see that little video I reposted about going back to Disney World? It's
No.
fucking hilarious.
No,
on my
I'll get it.
Instagram, dude.
People get that. So, guys, we're on the Titus Podcast. Eric Schrody, Everlast. Welcome, man. You're doing a show at the Combustion Lounge. We just rebuilt all this stuff. And by the way, I like your
super
list of
excited.
stuff. You were like, it's almost like dealing with a woman sometimes, man. Drums, no drums.
You're part of.
I'm sorry, my wife's right here. Rachel's right here. Say hi.
Hey, Rachel.
What's up? How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
You look good. That's a low to high
I'm
camera angle,
I'm
though.
trying to put on a few COVID pounds, but I'm working on just
Yeah, we're not
go
trying
back
over
on the
here.
routine.
How's the family,
Yeah,
man?
like all jiu-jitsu class, all that shit. What am I gonna do? 4 months now, like nothing. So
Are you back in? Are you back in at the jiu-jitsu?
I started rolling again, yeah, and then fucking like I was in it for a couple months, and fucking COVID hit. So we're just, you know, with Layla, I just got to be super careful.
Yeah, so Layla, so that's what we're doing. We're doing the show here at the Combustion Lounge, people. It's coming up this Saturday. Honestly, I got to be honest with you, man, and I don't know, you and I both aren't good with compliments, but I have 3 artists, and you're in the top 3, and one of them is Prince. I know we don't want to tell we can tell the Prince story.
I know who the other one is. I know who the other one is.
Yeah.
Third one.
Who?
He knows.
I think I know who the third one is. It's the boss, right? It's Bruce.
Oh, it was. I used to say Barry Manilow, and I was going to jump your shit. So yeah, man. So yeah, those are the 3, and it's rare air, man. Here's what we're talking about. So we're doing the show this Saturday at the Combustion Lounge with amazing Everlast, and here's what I got to apologize to you. So you're always good. You've been my favorite artist for so long. I got to tour with you, which is amazing. I put on,
Iraq with you.
That was such the weirdest thing. Let's tell that story in the show. We'll tell that story in the show because we have there's a couple chapters to that story. But I was listening, so I'm going all through your stuff, because for some reason you want me on stage with you talking, which I don't quite understand, but okay.
Let's ask him.
Yeah,
Well,
what?
you just when we talked about this, you were, you know, instead of it just a regular show, we were talking about something storytellers-ish, and it's like, I'm not good at just like, oh, let me tell a story unless I'm pretty drunk and high. And,
Yeah, but when is that not?
I just figured, yeah, I don't know, with you could just be like, you don't.
Your internet just went out. Your internet just went out. What just happened? We lost you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you now. What happened? Did I do it?
It's you.
No, it's not. I'm unmuted. No.
You know?
Oh, there you go.
There he is.
You back?
Am I there?
Yeah.
I didn't. The mute wasn't on or anything.
And
But what I was saying is we were supposed to do something. You were saying something about maybe doing something storytellers like, and
because
so what I'm gonna do is make a set list, and like, you know, if there's some songs we want to discuss, we'll just discuss. We're off the cuff. It's like, you know me, like just like we're doing right now. That's how it should be done.
Yeah, but it's like when you said, you know, I have to be high or drunk. When is
Now
that?
I don't hear you.
When
Oh shit! Unmute.
Now you hear me? You
There
good?
you are.
Yeah.
There you are.
Yeah. So here's the thing: when you say high or
This
drunk,
is like Zoom calling
it
in a
is,
nursing
dude. Wait,
home.
I feel like two 80-year-old men trying to talk during COVID about World War II. That's what it feels like right now.
And meanwhile, Zoom's making billions.
Yeah, yes, they are. So all right. So we're gonna be telling stories. So because I know that's what you wanted to do. I'm going through my favorite albums. I'm going all the way back to Whitey Ford, because that's when I jumped on board. And then I had it, and I want to apologize because I hadn't really dove into it. Whitey Ford's House of Pain. People, first of all, I think it's one of your best albums by far. Smoking and Drinking, The Culling. Me and the Hylinder are third over here, who's also a musician and loves you, by the way. A lot of his stuff sounds a little bit like you.
He wants to wear you like a skin.
Yeah, he's a fan. He's a fan.
Yo,
In a good way.
you can't come to the show.
So I just want to say, people, if you haven't, whether you come to the show on Saturday or not, go get Whitey Ford's House of Pain. Dude, there is so many songs on it. And I was listening to it, and I was feeling guilty. I was like,
It took 8 years.
Huh?
It took 8 years.
It was 2 years, right? It was 2018.
Something like that.
Yeah, 2018, man. So here's the thing, people. You gotta listen to The Culling, because it's like Everlast. The dude.
Oh yeah, you predicted today.
We were just talking how you predicted today on that album.
Yeah, as you know, I listened to it the other day. I was like, God damn. I was like, I was just on one that day, but
You're tuned to the universe, because I
hope I didn't speak that into existence.
Yeah, man, you shouldn't watch The Secret. Damn it, what are you doing? So I did a Neverlution. I did it was like a decade ago, and I said we just survived the worst decade in history, and everybody's just beating me up on my YouTube channel, like, dude, you had no clue. So we're doing the show now. The money's going to, or a chunk of the money is going towards cystic fibrosis.
Yes, it's
Now,
fibrosis.
why is that? Tell everybody why that's your charity, bro.
Oh well, my first daughter was born with cystic fibrosis, and it's a real complicated and hard thing to learn to live with. Once you learn to live with it, you know, it's like anything else, you get used to it and life moves on. But it's very difficult and it's very complex. Mm-hmm. But the organization that the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation has done tons of work. There's a new drug that just got approved that's like amazing for a certain group of there's a lot of mutations in the genes of what there's a lot of different versions of this cystic fibrosis.
Great.
So like my daughter is fortunately in the group of benefactors of this new drug, but that by no means, there's still a whole lot of other kids that are gonna, it doesn't cure them, but this drug will greatly improve her life. But that's because of research done by places like the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, who are also, I believe, if you look it up, like 80 to 85% of every dollar that gets donated there gets to where it's supposed to get.
Oh, dude, that's like an A+ charity. That's like an A+ charity. That's an A+ charity rating.
I believe they're one of the top 5 in the world of like getting like the way they get the money they're given to the people.
Well, the Hylinder,
it's a legit one, yeah.
The Hylinder's ex-wife.
Well, there's lots of cystic fibrosis foundations, and I don't know much about them, but this one I know for a fact exactly who they are.
Well, here's what I know about you. You're like me. Truth is first. And that's it. Like, I don't have anything. Like, I have a reputation for being a bit of an asshole because I just say what is, and that's what I loved about you, is that we hung out in Iraq. We didn't.
Well, I'm surprised we've never just fought.
Now you've turned on me. Sometimes I gave you shit one day, and you turned on me. We were at a house with Ray one night, and I gave you some shit, and you turned on me, and then you realized I was joking. But that first glimmer in your eye, That talks about history, bro. That's your history. I get who you are, man. I'm afraid of you. Just so you know, I'm afraid of you.
Hey, man, you know what the funny thing is? Since we hung out a lot before, it's like since then I've discovered this thing called therapy, man.
Thank God. Thank God.
It's really good.
Because hey, guys, we're gonna cancel the intervention.
I'm dead serious.
We're canceling the intervention.
Changed my life.
Good,
Changed
man.
my life.
How long you been doing that, man? Just talking to somebody?
What's Layla? Layla is 10 now, so I think about 5 years.
Wow, man. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I always say about
I
it.
feel like both of you would make therapists cry.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Therapists. Yeah.
I got a guy though.
Yeah.
He's an old dude, but he used to do all kinds of old like rock stars like Donovan and crazy. Like he did some crazy motherfuckers.
Like Morrison, like hung out with Morrison and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know, but at that level, yes.
So you were kind of easy.
I think he, he looks at me as in a son-like manner.
Yeah.
By the way, you know what's funny about the two of you is that's who your therapist is. When he had a therapist, he was the guy that had the Menendez brothers. This is exactly on track.
Yeah, man. My dude actually lost his license because he was interviewing the Menendez brothers. They had told him in therapy, because it's a HIPAA law thing. They had told him that they had killed their parents, and the dude had 3 mistresses, and he told all 3 mistresses, and that's how the Menendez brothers got busted. And as I said in my act, he was my touchstone. that dude was my therapist. Well, good, man. Did it help you with music? Because I think every artist in the world, when you go into therapy, I want to unlock what's inside me. Sometimes that we have this weird belief that darkness is what fuels you, and it does in some ways, but in a bad way.
The answer I would give you just off that would be it took me 8 years, so it was one of the longest drier spells. I won't call it dry spells because there'd always be one that would happen once in a while.
Yep.
So, you know what I mean? Every once in a while, not even trying, it would just be like, boom, oh, wow.
Right.
And then, you know what I'm saying? Like when I say I was doing therapy 5 years, I'd say, it kicked in about 2.5 in, you know what I mean? Where I really started seeing changes in my life that I was making,
right.
Like when I think the real acceptance of the real things you got to accept about you. That's what you're there for.
Right. You have to face, I had to face my downside. I didn't know I was intense. I actually told people, I'm the calmest, nicest guy ever. And they were like, okay. They would just back out of the room.
Yeah, I'm fully aware of my demeanor. That's the only thing I can always say to people is like, well, at least I wear what I wear it.
Right?
Yeah, I'll be that. That's what as Redman would say. I'll be that.
Yeah, that's what I am, man. Well, so, because, you dropped, I get what you're saying, because everybody respects the gun. I remember you just out of the blue just sent that to me one day, and that ended up in the movie. Thanks again for Special Unit, man. The music. I have so many people, like, when they see the movie, they're like, really funny, and damn, where did you get this music? And then I just send them to
From
you.
Everlast to Scrap Files.
Yeah.
He just came over and done, I like that one. Cool. Where does it work?
Where's the check? As long as the check clears, Titus.
Fun.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
That was literally. Those the music you got there. That's the stuff. Like when I would come here and nothing would happen, I would make myself do at least one thing a day. You know what I mean? And and I just put it in a folder away. That's kind of a lot of that wound up going in your movie.
And I appreciate it, man. I got a question. I'm going to ask you a question kind of off topic for a second. Do you know Kanye, and can you call?
No, I don't know Kanye. And I don't know if could I call?
Could we send him the number?
I couldn't call, but I might call.
Maybe
if I thought the call would be received, I might call just to be like, dude, what's up? You all right?
Here's a therapist I met. I met this therapist. He's awesome. Talk to this dude.
I know this guy, man. He fucks with legendary cats. You want to go talk to him?
Yeah, I think you need to know.
There's just, it's the world of attention. It's a whole different thing, man. I want dollars. I don't need clicks. I don't need likes.
Hell yeah.
By the way, I'll go fishing.
Now that you've said that, by the way, follow me on my YouTube channel, Christopher Titus TV, and please follow me on the Twitter. Thank you. Everlast, OG Everlast, by the way. I'm telling you, go on, get Whitey Ford's House of Pain, get all the albums. But man, I gotta tell you, I'm in that place now where I've gone through the album like 4 times, and now it's like you know when an album starts to imprint on you, and it just stays in your car forever, and you just listen to it. I gotta listen to it when I'm working in the shop. And what are you gonna do this on Saturday? What are you gonna do? We just gonna go? You gonna give me a set list? Or you gonna make me guess?
I'm literally rehearsing with the guys for the first time in a long time. Right after this,
Wow.
they're showing up here. That's why I'm doing this from the studio.
Wow.
Would have just done this at the house. So we're gonna put together a set list. You know, I want to see how this whole thing works out, and like you know, we're gonna give people what they want and what they expect, I guess, and then but I'm gonna save some stuff. Maybe we'll do a deep cut fucking version of this later or something. I don't know. We'll see what's up.
Anything?
We're gonna play what we normally play. We usually play an hour and between an hour and a half.
Okay.
I feel that's a good set length.
Yeah, it's a weird time, isn't it, man? To do like comedy. Like I'm spewing virus on people, they're spewing virus back at me. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, how do we even do this? So I appreciate you jumping in on this experiment, man.
Yeah, I trust you, and the way you broke it down to me that it goes down at the studio. I mean, I feel all right. I feel safe about it. Anybody that gets in with a kicking ring, just getting kicked. That's all I
And that's what I love about you. Exactly what I said about honesty. Hey, by the way, not 6 feet or less, you're getting kicked. All right, man.
Also, I gotta say, you guys gotta come and watch this show. It's $10. One of the best artists of all time in our not so humble
Thank
opinion.
you. Yes, that's sweet.
This guy known to be a little bit tough, a little bit has an edge, but at the same time, like songs like this kind of lonely and maybe
Love for Real?
65 Roses can break you, can bring you to your knees.
This is really just like pitching for the set list, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Did I mention this kind of lonely? And just so you know,
because that's usually a staple. Actually, I really like
that song. Is my I am gonna cry and I need background music to cry to a song for 10 years. But just so you know,
well, I know who asked me to do the show, and I know what I gotta do. This is the guy who called me a pussy in front of a bunch of fucking GIs if I didn't play a song that wasn't finished being written yet.
So I
played it.
Yeah, you did play it, and they cried, dude. It was awesome. So here's the thing.
We've been walking around the house for 3 days saying to each other randomly, I'm on my bullshit.
Yeah, I'm on my bullshit. Dude. But all right, cool, man. So you're working on it. Good. That's crazy. I thought you were just gonna show up high and play some music. I like that you're actually doing some rehearsal.
We're just gonna. We're doing this in my studio. My studio is like an old house in the valley.
I've been there. I've been there, man. It's actually.
So we're just gonna sit here in the living room and run down kind of more arrangements than actual playing. Just more. Here's how we'll do this.
Now, here's the thing. I've gone through your stuff, and I told somebody recently. I tweeted it out actually. And there's songs that you hate to play because they got too successful. There's some bits that people will bring up to me. I'm like, yeah, that was a long time ago.
No, there's no songs I hate to play, but like sometimes you'll play a crowd that like let's say this. Every song I play isn't sold out. You know what I mean? That's just reality. You have to be an extra specially crazy audience if it's a half full house and you expect me to play Jump Around. There have been those crowds, but I'm saying like there's like a half crowd of like older folks just saying like expecting it, and it's like, no, I'm not gonna do it if you ain't gonna do it. That's the only time I get bothered by people expecting like Jump Around, but they're just gonna stand there like I'm not playing Jump Around,
But also like
I want Wisconsin right at the beginning of the fourth quarter to play that song. That's what I expect.
It's annoying when it's so funny. I saw Carlin years ago, and I was in the front row. This is when I had my TV show, and he was at Tahoe, and he was killing. Except it was in the middle of winter, and I was laughing so hard I didn't notice that everybody else was kind of like they were skiers and the yuppie types, and I didn't notice that they weren't. And 5 minutes from the show, he goes, "Well, I'm supposed to do 5 more minutes, but I don't really like you people. Good night," and he walked off. I was sitting at the edge of the stage, and I put my head down. I was just laughing so hard because I thought, even at Carlin's level, there's someone that he's like, "Fuck you people, I'm out." I enjoyed it. All right, man. Well, we're excited about it to the point where
I can't wait, Titus. I can't wait, dude. I'm really like just the feeling of knowing I'm playing and there's eyes on it, and I already know there's going to be eyes on it.
So a ton of eyes on it. When was the last time you played live? Wow.
I don't know. It's last year.
Wow. We did.
I think I think a couple times in January we did a couple shows.
March was our last time. It's weird. It's that adrenaline shot. I'm missing it. So it's going to be great to have you here on Saturday, man.
Yeah, well, we had some warnings early from, like I'm saying, cystic fibrosis kind of community was kind of like, this is scary. And so, like, before San Francisco locked down, we were locked in our house.
Good. Well, dude, we are social distancing here. We are fumigating the set, so you're going to be covered. Everybody here is wearing masks. We got hand sanitizing stations. Everybody's 6 feet back from you at least. So it's going to be great, man.
I'm not worried. We're going to have fun.
All right. Well, I don't want to get kicked, man. That's my problem.
Even if I sing through a mask, dude,
okay, my brother. Thank you so much, dude. So, guys, Saturday night, man.
With a hole in it, like that. That works, right?
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, it was good to see people protesting masks, wearing the mask with a hole. What the fuck? Like, has stupid always been this prevalent in America, or did it just show up again? Did someone just put a supercharger on it? Did our president just put a supercharger on it?
Like, leaning over this shit, I need to just stand the fuck up.
That's different. That looks like
way more comfortable. Yeah. I should have done the whole show like that. Here you go, though. Here's a Mickey Mouse for you, bro.
Look at that. That's wicked. You gotta
see the close-up, though. Look at his eye. That's all little shit made up.
But dude, you have like full on.
That's another podcast. We could do like a art.
Oh, let's do that. Okay, we'll have Everlast art. We'll do that another one. Can we talk about music? All right, man. Saturday night, people. Everlast is going to be playing.
Here's one more. Just for the preview.
All right.
Go. Boba Fett drinking boba.
Oh, boy. Yep.
Dude, and I walked around your place one day, and I was stunned. We couldn't even get to work because I was like just stunned at the art you have, man.
It gets nutty around here.
Yeah, look at it. Go back. Go. Give me a pan of the room again. Give me a pan of the room. Look at this. Like, dude, that's kind of nerdy. Look at that shit. Look at and then one day I picked up a guitar to sing, and I picked it up, and he just goes,
you're gonna make me like stunt now, like okay. And we come in here, and we're like,
oh no.
Wow.
You have a man house, not a man cave. You have a man house where it just.
You know what I mean? My wife won't let this shit be in the house.
Neither would Ray.
The only art that's allowed in my house is worth a fortune.
By the way,
so
show these Peanuts things. These are awesome, man. So all these Peanuts characters doing rap lyrics is one of my favorite pieces, man.
Really cool.
This one.
Here's the one that's not hung right now. Pardon the darkness. Oh, let me turn the light on.
Well, that should just be the name of your next album, Pardon the Darkness.
That is a good album title.
Yeah. Actually, I might be taking that for my next one.
Here's this one, sideways, but hold up. I'll spin it for you guys. I haven't hung it anywhere yet.
I'll serve your ass like John Mack.
And it's green. It's got the green in the background.
What a perfect picture, man. All right, man.
That's the Wu-Tang Clan by David Cho. I got some stuff, dude. That's a whole nother room of art. That's where we were doing our little studio stuff,
You're an enigma, man. You're an eclectic enigma. It's amazing.
I'll see you Saturday, bro.
All right, Saturday, Everlast people, go to combustionlive.com. It's going to be amazing. Thank you. Say goodbye to Ray.
Bye, Ray.
Oh, here, look at this one, though. Hold on. One last one. Hold on.
Best of the best, my brother.
Later.
I'll see you on Saturday, man.
Bye.
Yes, sir.
See you, kid.
Peace.
You know what I love about the dude is that because the interview, he's lighter than he was.
Yeah,
isn't it funny how
he's a dad?
He's a dad. He's got 2 kids now.
It's funny.
He's happily married to this amazing woman, and I like he kept bringing up therapy, because if you know Everlast or me. The two things you want to bring up is, dude, you need to calm down and maybe you should see somebody. those are the 2 things
that often come up in your mind.
And he did, and he's such a good dude. And people, again, I'll say it again, go get Whitey Ford's House of Pain. Holy crap, it's such a good album. We've been walking around going, I'm on my bullshit.
Smoking and drinking.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome because you could kind of see from that interview how the 2 of you are together. And I love the 2 of you. You are so different and so alike at the same time. Yeah. And makes for good comedy. You're a little more like, hey, da 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 da.
Well, with him,
he's a little more like,
I'm
yo.
intimidated by him a little bit. So I'm like, hi, how's it going? It's good to see you. Whoa. I'm like, okay, what are we doing? Are we going to play something? I am literally like one of the dogs wanting to play ball.
Like a nervous energy.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. He is, I respect his art so much. Like if I asked him about my comedy, he'd go, oh, did you put out another show? But I could like sing all of the songs.
Right.
To be honest, the way that we first met Everlast was you sent him an email on his website and he hit you back right away and said, you were like, holy shit, is this really Everlast? And he was like, holy shit, is this Christopher Titus?
Yeah.
Because he liked the show. So how are you going to tie that all in? Because you said what we were talking about, you said Everlast. It reminded you of something.
Oh, it reminded me that so Everlast album, people, you got to go listen to it. That one, there's a song called The Culling. You can look and get it online.
The Culling.
The Culling. He is. And we started talking about. I was like, I was listening to it the other day and go, do you called what's happening right now 2 years ago?
Yeah.
It's freaky how bad he called it. Like
it is happening.
Everlastradamus, man.
Yep.
Everlastradamus.
You've been called Nostratitis.
Yeah.
So.
Except for people are now quoting about Neverlution because it's online. You can get it online. Christopher Titus TV on YouTube. They're saying, because I say in it, well, we just suffered the worst decade in American history. And people are like, Titus had no idea what was coming.
This didn't age well.
Yeah, this didn't age well.
But in your defense, we might hope that things would get better at some point instead of continue to spiral down.
I've started writing the next show about what's going on now. Carrying Monsters, we're not done yet, but I've started kind of jotting down ideas for the next show. This next one's going to be, I don't even know what to say about it.
I want to say about what you were talking about before we talked to Everlast. You were saying that Reagan would be doing blah, blah, blah right now with Putin, and it never goes well when people try to oppress people and things like that.
Well, Putin,
but in the past, we didn't have the president and the Senate and the DOJ.
It almost feels like this took a long time to set up.
And law enforcement all on the same page in oppression.
That's a scary thought. So that's what it takes. You can't have one guy. But here's what I don't understand. Trump is not a supervillain. He can barely speak.
Yeah, but he's a great patsy. He's a great.
I've said this for years that remember early on I said they needed to elect this guy to do what they wanted to do because then they can blame him. They couldn't elect a smart guy because no smart guy's taking this job.
Everyone back to 2016 when a woman stood on a stage, and I can't stop thinking about this, and said, "He's Putin's puppet."
Yeah. He flipped.
This was a woman who had been being briefed because she was the Secretary of State for 8 years.
So she had inside info, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Are you saying possibly that she was listening to the 12 intelligence agencies that we have, and that maybe she had some inside info on what Putin and Trump were doing?
She said it before any of us were thinking it.
Yeah.
So if you go back to some of those things that she said, you see that knowledge coming through, and he reacted so quickly. That was the no puppet, you're the puppet. That was his whole response to that. But man, did she try and tell us.
Yeah.
And people
And
listen.
I would say, from what I know about her, from my cousin working with her, she's not gloating about it. She's just, it's sad for me, and that's why I did the Armageddon update as harsh as I did today. I'm really sad for the country right now. I'm really sad where we're at. I'm sad that half of us, or 35% of us, are like psychoing out for this guy who's not helping us. Yeah. He's not following what we believe. He's not following our laws. Yep. He's not doing anything that we stand for. He's doing the opposite.
Undoing a lot of the good things that we've done.
He's tearing apart, trying to, people's health care is stopping. He doesn't care that this pandemic, he didn't do anything.
Deregulations.
He let 140,000 people die. And let's talk about those numbers for a second. Look it up, people. We've had a 28% increase in excessive death. That means year to year, we can pretty much judge how many people are going to die in 330 million in America. We've had an increase of 28% that aren't being counted as COVID deaths. Coincidence? We're not driving as much because we're all locked down. We're not going as people are out of work. So there's less miles being driven, so there's less death there. We're all staying home, so there's less accidental death.
Yeah.
But we have a 28% increase. What that really means is our COVID death rate, they're not being counted in Florida, in Texas, in Georgia, and many other states. We're about 190,000 people dead. You can look the articles up, and if you want to argue with me, fact me or fuck off. That being said, this guy is. I'm kind of sad because some of my family believes in the guy, and I'm like, you guys, how do you not see?
I have a family member who was offered an appointment in the White House in this administration as of a month ago.
Wow.
That person did not take that appointment, but will still be working closely with the administration through another position, but hopefully won't, is not going to be tied to the administration. And this is someone I love more than most people.
To their credit, though, they have a pragmatic view of it.
Yes.
They have a more pragmatic view of it than I thought.
Namely, he's not a Christian. I was like,
right.
oh, okay,
Flat
good.
out.
Thank
Flat
you.
out.
Okay. So Operation Legend, they have announced, is going into Albuquerque. Trump says it's for crime fighting. He says
What is that code for?
he said, yeah, exactly.
Protests? That's the crime.
He says it's going to be different than Portland, where they're directly dealing with protesters.
With moms.
In that they are going to, it's going to, let's see how they say it. They say it's going to be civil rights monitoring program.
Wow.
This is some J. Edgar Hoover.
He said this
Orwell,
will be,
George
Orwell,
stuff.
yeah, he said this will be classic crime fighting. He also said the DOJ will provide $61 million in grants to hire more police officers in cities that are a part of Operation
Awesome.
Legend.
So good. All these guys who got bullied in high school who couldn't become cops are now going to be hired on. This is awesome.
So obviously the governor of New Mexico is against it, says that they have their own police fighting it.
Yeah, thanks, but no thanks.
That calls these authoritarian, unnecessary, and unaccountable. Unaccountable is the big one. Military-style crackdowns. They have no business here. Barr has come out and said that it's for crime fighting. He says
What is that?
Be,
What is he, Batman?
Yeah, right.
Well, who says crime fighting?
I can see it. It seems like the beginning of a police academy with the siren, and they're just like driving over
Hey, we're
protesters.
setting him in for crime. They're crime fighters.
Law and order. Law and
What are you
order.
sending the Avengers? What are
No,
you
he keeps tweeting that in all caps.
Yeah.
Barr said today, Yamiche said that it will be FBI, DEA, and ATF investigators. And all of the local leaders where they said they're deploying these people have said they don't want them there.
So,
And notice, by the way, that he's only deploying them to Democratic governed states, which he flat out said yesterday.
Donald Trump, if I could talk to you for a second. I know you don't read, and I know you don't know history because you actually had someone take your SAT test for you. But if you did know history, or someone around you knew it, you should ask them what happens whenever anybody tries what you're doing right now, especially in America. You got to remember, we've been taught our whole lives that we're free, we have manifest destiny, and we get to decide our own lives. We've actually fought oppression in numerous countries around the world for 200 years. If you do this, just so you know, it won't end well for you and your people. As a matter of fact, we may be able to let all the people that got busted for pot go and put you guys in. And I'd love to have a prison instead of full of black people who basically were selling marijuana, be full of fat white guys who tried to ruin America. God bless you, dude. And it's going to go bad.
So Kansas City, Albuquerque, and Chicago coming up for Operation Legend.
Chicago, there's going to be, okay, here's what he's doing, just so you guys know. What's going to happen is they're going to go in. People aren't taking this. It's happening in Portland. Chicago? Are you kidding me? Chicago has more guns than the military.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is this is going to get ugly. At that point, he's going to declare martial law and cancel the election. That's why he's doing this.
Please stop scaring me.
I'm not scaring you. I'm trying to be realistic and get ready. Get ready. So I'm digging a hole to hide in. That's what I'm doing. We bought containers and we're digging pits right now so we can hide in them. We're going to be under the field.
By the way.
By the way, on that happy note.
No, let me just say this before I do segue into that. We talked about last week, Florida absentee voting, a really crucial state to vote in, get out and vote, get all your friends and your family members and everyone to vote, is govoteky.com. You can click absentee ballot request on that page, but you don't have a lot of time left because it's coming right up in November. So Kentucky, if we could get Mitch McConnell out. Amy McGrath is awesome. She's a badass. She's an Air Force pilot.
She's also
she
centrist.
reads.
She's also centrist. She's not as far left as you think she is. She's pretty centrist, which I'm fine
military.
with that.
That's what I
but
like
I'm fine
about
with
it,
that.
yeah.
Look, I want people to be able to turn to not just go fuck you. I want them to go. All right, guys, let's talk this out. All right, let's go in a room.
Debate
We're
it
gonna
out.
fight. We're
Yep.
gonna fight it out. But that's how America's worked. That's how it was designed. We have done this so bad. So go ahead, Amy McGrath, Kentucky, vote Kentucky.
That was my main thing, is that we've been talking about what you can do right now. So go voteky.com, click on absentee ballot request. You can see other things on there. If you can't do that, you can see your precinct, getting your registration done, reviewing your registration. You can look at ballots, key information. Go to that. The election's November 3rd. So. And your registration deadline is October 5th.
They're
going to try and
Are
screw
we talking
you.
about that stuff they sent us, the food that you made?
We are. How'd you know?
I was just thinking about it. I started thinking I'm getting hungry because it's a little past
Because you were
lunch.
picturing Mitch McConnell's neck waddle.
And I thought,
And
that
you were
looks-
thinking how much he looks like a turkey.
Groceries under his chin.
Yeah, exactly.
And that
Turtle
got
soup.
you-
I was thinking turtle soup. Like to have some turtle soup. So the podcast today is brought to you by
HelloFresh.
Yep, and I have to tell you something. So they sent us stuff. We have a thing with the podcast, and we stand by it, that we do not like to use something that we wouldn't use. So they usually send us stuff. Our people know that do our advertising, that they have to send it to us. We have to check it out. If we dig it, we will do it. I cannot tell you how good this was. Can you tell them what we had? I have the order. I know which one. We had 3 meals from HelloFresh. Holy crap! And
I have to say, because I am a cook and
yes,
I love
and you're
to
a good cook. You're a good cook.
And I love to do my own things and my own recipes. And so I was a little bit skeptical or skeptical, as Chaplin would say. And but I thought, well, we'll try it. I'll make one. That's what I thought. I'll make one
Right.
and see if it's. And
I'm salivating because I remember what that first one was.
so we don't normally
I'm
get
not
this
kidding.
excited about stuff, but I just thought, oh, okay, it looks like a normal recipe. It'll be fine.
Right.
I make this. It doesn't take much time at all. They put everything in there that you need for that recipe. You get a big recipe card with pictures so he can understand it too. And no pop-ups though.
No pie. That would be a pop-up menu. Would be awesome.
Yeah.
And everything's separated for you. And so I made it. He came home, and it was the craziest shite we've ever had. And I'm mad to say that because
you're a good cook. So they put this thing together. It was this chicken with the what was it? What was it? Breadcrumbs on it?
it
What
was the
panko?
crusted Parmesan chicken.
So we're both working out, trying to stay in shape because of COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to eat as much as I do. We had this meal and I was like, is there more of this? And she goes, no, that's what I thought. She said, I almost ate yours before you got home.
Wow.
You want seconds of
Yep.
it. It's stupid. When you guys get this membership or the subscription, get the box. You can choose. So I did it already. I loved it so much. Then the next day, it was sriracha onion grill, pork burgers. I don't dig on swine. I
Nope.
never eat pork.
But it was
This
that,
was the stupidest shite again.
you know
we
what it
were
was?
both.
I said it. It was like when you go to a nice restaurant and they go and they have the weird menu where you go the sliders, the gourmet sliders. That's what they were. It was, dude. For you and Wyatt, it would be excellent.
insane.
I know,
We got to
and-
hook you up with the deal.
and,
it's
uh,
done. You just go home and you cook him a real
Perfect
meal.
for like a single dad.
And instead of the old dumping the chili
Yes.
beans
Yeah.
in the bowl and heating them up.
Yes.
And everything's like kind of portioned out, ready to be cooked.
Yeah.
That's the
Everything.
biggest challenge, is like getting all the ingredients
And
together.
Step-by-step instructions. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you forget things. Each thing comes in its own bag
Yeah,
with the
that's
sticker
great.
on it of what that recipe is. You pull the bag out of the fridge.
Paprika?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
By the way, she does
you
it.
save time. You do it so fast.
She made it look like the picture on the box. I don't. but it tastes just as good. But I just like, it doesn't look like the box.
It's also more sustainable because you have less waste because everything is exactly measured
portioned.
out.
Yeah.
And it's flexible. You can go, so you get to go on their website and check it out. HelloFresh. You can choose the meals that you want
third one
once
is
you
excellent,
choose
too.
what kind of box you want or
Yeah.
whatever. So you could choose that chicken, which we did, or you can also add extra protein sides, like if you're trying to load up on protein, or sides like garlic bread, so you have it all ready to
You can
make
modify
a meal. Yeah,
the menus.
extra stuff.
But also right now, with we're all kind of locked in a little bit still. They may go back to lockdown orders again to get this delivered to your house, and not just have where you're trying to survive with what you have looking at meals. You can actually cook a real meal. And I got to be honest, man, the way the world is right now, we need some sort of lockdown to normalcy.
Yeah.
It was awesome. All
It'll
3
give you
nights.
something to look forward to,
Yes.
actually. And don't just think that when you see the card that, oh, I don't really eat that, because 2 nights in a row we were blown away. And so you can also, that we had the box for 2 people, you can get a box for 4 people, and we actually discussed getting the box for 4 people so that we could have
lunch
Yep.
the next day or doubles
or double dinner.
Chaplin loves double dinner.
Dad, I like double
All
dinner.
you have to do is go to hellofresh.com/Titus80, Titus 80. And then you use code Titus80 to get a total of $80 off. This is what I did. So it makes it super affordable. And you get free shipping on your first box. So additional restrictions apply. You just have to go to hellofresh.com to get the details. But I think they call this the America's #1 meal kit. I think this is, I would argue, we would cheerlead for them in tiny cheerleader skirts. We loved it
I will
so
wear
much.
for that chicken again. I will wear a tiny cheerleader skirt.
I don't know
yes.
why we waited that long. It was so stupid. You guys get the Parmesan
What was
crusted chicken
great is that
recipe.
you're such a good cook. You know how to make something out of anything. What was really good is like they gave you everything for it, and then you took it to your that next level that you already have ability wise. If you have ability to cook already, you're going to be stunned at how good this is. If you're like me, it's edible.
And then
It works.
Still good. Still good.
The great thing is the things that you really love, you keep. The cards are big with pictures and everything, and you keep that.
She keeps saying that because I'm stupid.
And you keep that, and you can make it again. So hellofresh.com/Titus80 and use code Titus80. Killer deal, $80 off and free shipping. Can't beat that.
Guys, I want to talk about what we're doing. First of all, let's go down the basics. ChristopherTitus.com. If you want to get any DVDs or anything, check it out. CombustionLive.com. Go check it out. We have shows coming up. Ron Funches this weekend, Saturday. Everlast. You saw the interview with him, man. I gotta tell you, he's gonna play songs that you go, I know this song, and nobody has his voice. Nobody writes like he does. It's so funny because some of the rappers write to provoke. He writes so honest, like that you're kind of like you can.
It just comes out.
It just to me crosses the line into art. I love what he does. He's awesome, and the beats are crazy. He's awesome. And you kind of do that kind of genre.
Yeah,
and so you know how good he is.
Yeah.
So if
he's
you were
off the
going to say,
charts.
so being a pro, what do you think?
He is a legend.
Yeah, true that.
He, my first memory of him was I right out of the gate. I knew like he had something. Right. He had this song that was like, everybody, fuck him. And it was like, oh, he's got something. And then he just kept it coming. He just kept it coming with great songs,
Well,
memorable
that's what I
songs.
talked about. I was really bummed out at myself because I'm such a big fan, and I hadn't really gone into to that Whitey Ford's House of Pain album, that last one he did in 2018, and it was I was like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Why did I miss this?
I love that one. You've been playing it. I love that one.
Yeah. So guys, go get
you
tickets.
were writing the Titus script, listening to that.
I listened. When I wrote the Titus
whole
script, I
time.
listened to him the whole time.
Totally
I went to
zoned
all
out.
7 albums and I just put it on shuffle, and everything was chaos.
Titus script is done.
Oh God.
Rewritten and done. Hilarious.
It's been sent to the actors. Everyone's looking at it right now. We had our first meeting on the Titus production we're going to do. Guys, we're going to be doing a live stream event on August 21st, Friday, with the entire cast of Titus. Stacy's going to be on Zoom, and we are going to show a couple episodes, have a big get-together, and then we're going to show the lost episode. of the Titus Family Show.
Episode
Yes.
of the Titus Family Show.
Yeah, with the cast. They're all named different.
No, they're not.
I'm just talking for lawyers.
Their last names are different. But we don't say their last names
Everybody-
in the show.
That's it.
This is
Their last
Dave
names are different.
Ratzenberger, and this is Titus Blumonican, and then Aaron.
You're like a Russian
Henley.
bot making up names right
Erin Superdickle. She's a very sweet lady. And then we have Papa Titus Germanhofer and Tommy
Smack Dabber.
Dinger.
Thank you. It's a long name. It's a German name.
It's a
also.
Ge- yeah.
So,
There's
and
a
lot of hyphens in
also,
it.
Fetus is here today helping out.
Say,
Fetus.
say hey, Fetus. He's currently doing script breakdown.
Yes, he is.
So we're doing the show on Saturday with Everlast. Please go to Combustion Live and get it. It's going to be a blast. He wants me on with him to talk about stuff. We're going to walk him through stories. I think what he needs is guidance. He just wants me to
$10, you guys, for a 90 to 2 hour show with him.
COVID free.
Oh my gosh. Pants optional, as many drinks as you
Your
want.
own drinks, dance in your own house, get your stereo. Make sure you get your stereo and your system hooked up so you play. I got to remember, he's such a good guitarist too. It's weird. It's like
Yeah.
people, I don't know how a dude does that. How does a guy go from being jump around, that guy,
Right.
and then he drops. I didn't know about him until Whitey Ford Sings the Blues.
Yeah.
When I got that album, I was like, what? And then he came out. Then the next album was Eat It Whitey's, which it had Black Jesus on it. I'm like,
Yeah.
this fucking guy's amazing.
He's got so many genres that he does so well.
Yep.
And such talent with the guitar playing and singing and rapping and lyrics.
Yeah, anybody who can rap about Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson within a song about the destruction of the black community, like what? I'm sorry, what is going on? And he never Kanye'd out.
Right.
He never
Right.
Kanye'd out on us. man.
How do you do it and be sane?
Kim Kardashian put out a statement today. Did you read
Yeah,
it?
please.
It's really a great. I thought, wow, that's the first thing she's done.
By
That
the
I
way, because
like.
I've been ripping on him pretty hard. What did she say? Do you know? Do you have it? Do they
It's
have it?
3 pages, but
Wow.
it's basically she's basically saying it was really I thought from the heart. Whether she wrote it, I feel like she had a part in writing it, and she's saying. A lot of judgment is being passed. He's mentally ill, and there's a lot of stigma around that. And she said, I understand that everyone's go-to is to pass judgment, but when someone is not a minor, the family cannot control what a mentally ill person does during these types of episodes, especially someone with Kanye's resources. And
Yeah, he can just pay people to take care of him, right?
yes, and he's not a minor, so the family can't tell him he's grounded or whatever. And so she asked for people to be kind right now.
I just pictured Kanye in a minor helmet. Sorry.
And she
He's not a
said-
minor.
He's not a minor.
She said that he's
Sorry.
brilliant, which a lot of times mental illness and brilliance
Yep.
go hand in hand, like
Yep.
with your mom. And he said that brilliance enabled him to dream things for his own life that weren't possible and make that happen, and that brilliance also causes him to do the things that he's doing right now. And she's just asking for compassion and understanding.
That's what I
kind of.
asked too. It's like
Thought it was really nice.
He keeps tweeting, and I just just stop. And everybody's going after him. I'm like, I just, you guys need to know that mental illness is like any other ailment. If you break your leg, you got to use crutches for a while. You have to get back to shape. Kanye needs some mental health right now, and so and I just think he's got to stop. It's just and the weird part is when you have $1 billion. I guess you go, I have $1 billion. You're going to stop me? You're fired. And then
Yeah.
you lose your mind. I get it. But what a weird, like that circle that's spinning out right now is all fueled by who he is.
Yeah.
If he was just a normal dude, he'd have help and be
Right.
taking his medication. And
But also having that kind of money, that kind of support from people that idolize and love you because you are Kanye. If people are going to enable you all day, get you whatever you want, take you wherever you want, help you do whatever you want, and what's she going to do?
Right.
You know,
Almost
your mom didn't have those kind of financial resources, so
Mm-hmm.
she would end up in a San Francisco doorway.
yeah, bleeding. Yeah.
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 And
Right.
she couldn't go far. You guys could find her.
Or she ended up going to prison because she actually threw a Duraflame log through the sheriff's front window. I think she wanted to go back. The more I think about that story,
also would do it.
you know what I think? I think
Was it
Mom,
lit?
No.
What was she trying to say by that?
She just
by
threw
doing
something through the and I think Mom knew that she needed help, And I think she went to the sheriff's office. You don't go to the sheriff's office because you want to get away with it.
Right.
You go because you maybe need a break.
Yeah.
I may need to be locked up for a minute.
Yeah.
And maybe that was where, because she's also brilliant. And I get, that's what I keep seeing with Kanye. Love Kanye's work. I have to say that the last 2 albums I've been like, it's bleeding. It's bleeding into his work now a little bit,
right?
I think, and not in a Prince crazy way, but in a like, really, dude,
right? And the danger is that everyone's like letting the artist be an artist. Well, he's an artist, so
there's a line. If I start just doing, these crazy riffs in my act about stuff that's A, not funny, and B, doesn't make sense, please get me some help, please. I'll do everything I can to get some help.
What are these?
So, hey, we honestly, Kanye, we wish you the best. Honestly,
we do. And if you want to continue to feel compassion, don't go read his Twitter. Just
oh no,
just keep it moving.
Yeah, just scroll past.
So, guys, we have this Saturday, July 25th. I don't even know what month it is anymore. We have Everlast, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Please get out your little clock thing or just use your phone. You can figure out the times. He is going to leave that link accessible for people overseas. So if you can't be there for the live part, which is way coolest, you can still watch it. You can still get tickets now for that. Also, September 5th is going to be Ron Funches. We haven't gotten to announce that on the podcast yet. It's called Awakening. Those tickets are selling really fast, and he has some VIP tickets available that are almost sold out. And then
I talked to Ron on the phone. I go, Awakenings, what's the show about? And he goes, honestly, I found happiness in this pandemic, and I'm going to give people the upside. And boy, could we use that.
Yeah.
So come to me for the downside. Get a ticket for Ron Funch's show on that
nice
show.
balance there.
Go to combustionlive.com.
He's a really nice guy.
He is a great guy. And really
funny.
Damn funny.
Yeah.
I've had friends hit me up like, I can't wait for that show. He's got a diehard following. And then also August 21st is the Titus family
reunion
show.
20-year reunion of the Titus show.
Okay, the Titus show the Titus show reunion with all the cast.
We need to work on the title.
Shut up. I'm trying to delineate between the two for legal reasons. Okay, ready?
We're so screwed, it doesn't matter anyway.
Ready? Yeah. On August 21st, which is a Friday, we have the Titus reunion, 20-year reunion. They are finally coming back together for the first time. Well, you and Zach have been together
as
a
David
lot.
Shashra said on the phone, we're getting the band back together.
Yes.
Made me laugh really hard.
Everybody's in, including Stacy, so you guys can watch the cast together, round table situation, talking about the final 2 episodes, inside stuff that no one knows about. And then after that, we are going to air live the first episode of the Titus family show, which coincidentally will wrap up the Titus show.
It's the script is done, and I had to rewrite. I had to write 2 because Stacy Keach, he's 80, so he has to work from his. He's going to have to do it from his house. He can't come. The first script Stacy read, and he said, "Man, this is great. When COVID's over,
give this away."
No, when COVID's over. Oh no, when COVID. No, I want to. They won't believe how we did it to make Stacy in the show. They won't believe. They're going to be like, holy crap. So I'm not going to tell them. So I wrote a second script where Stacy is. Not with us, but he's in the show. He's with us the whole time.
No, he's in the. He's
with us the whole time. But you won't believe how we did it. And I'd like to thank Zach Ward for the idea. It was a brilliant idea of Zach's.
What was his?
It was his idea. I'll tell you later. But he was the one who we started talking. I called Zach after Stacy turned on the first script, and I'm like, oh crap!
Yeah.
What do I do? I go, it's over, and Zach goes, no, it's not. He goes, why don't we do? And he brought up a movie. I'm not going to tell you the movie because it'll give it away. He goes, what if we did it like that? And and it was like, holy shit! Zach Ward is, Zach is Dave. In Hollywood, you learn you always cast who you are. He is brilliant. He's weirdly
Yes, he is.
Zach is weirdly
100%.
brilliant, and like Dave is weirdly brilliant. I added way more stupid to Dave, but Dave is weirdly brilliant, and Zach is. So anyway, so guys, you won't believe how we got Stacy in the show, but it's awesome. It's awesome and added. It's weird. It was such a problem when I wrote it, and it added 10 times. You read it,
Yeah.
It added 10 times more comedy.
Yeah, totally. It just comes out of left field. You're like, oh, God dang it. That's good.
All right, so guys, thanks for watching the Titus Podcast, listening to Titus Podcast. Please subscribe on Twitter at Titus Nation. At Titus Nation is my handle on Twitter. Christopher Titus TV is YouTube. At Ray Bradley, the Traveling Wilburys for the Highlander. And I'm sorry. you can't get up there. You can't have a meeting with the band. We need to rename the band. Why Titus is giving me shit?
We're calling it the Titus Family Wilburys Reunion Show.
Get tickets for this Saturday, guys. It's fun to watch music, and me and Everlast are going to chop it up on stage, talking about what and why. How do you go from rapper to rapper who plays guitar better than most guitarists? It's pretty awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. For myself, Bombshell Ray, and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
There's officially 2.
Yay!
There's going to be only one. There's not. There can be only one.
No, we've been waiting for officially 2, and now he can go back to 1.
I'll
You
go
can
back
say
to it. Yeah,
there can be only 2.
You
say
said
that.
it last podcast that you're
We've
waiting for that.
waited
I'm like,
when
all
it
right.
was gonna be
That's awesome, man.
official.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Good.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Yeah, well, you deserve it now because your life is horrible.
He said I was creepy for doing it. Did you just say his life is horrible?
His life was horrible because he spent a lot of time in a bad.
Scene.